All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you're getting pretty hungry, so I'll keep this really brief, keep it quick. So let me introduce you to myself first. I don't know how many of you guys have heard of Affinity. We've been in the business for the last 10 years. We just entered the mobile advertising space literally about a year and a half back. So these are our what I'm sharing today is our experiences and our learnings from what we've learned about mobile in spite of being in digital space for the last 10 years. And trust me, you may have how much of a digital experience, mobile is still a whole new ball game. So you got to look at mobile with a fresh pair of lenses, right? So I'm here to discuss with you today the 3 mistakes of mobile advertising that we see that everyone's committing and things you should do to fix them. But before I dive into that, I'd love to see a quick show of hands, just some audience participation to get you sort of not sleepy. How many of you guys are brands or marketers or advertisers over here? Just a quick show of hands. It's about, okay, 10% or 20%. How many of you guys are publishers or content producers? Even fewer. How many of you guys are vendors offering some sort of a service to the advertiser or a publisher? Fewer. So what are the rest of you guys doing? Interns? Okay. Press? How many of you guys are press? Okay, few. Okay. How many of you guys are learning? This is like mobile. You have no idea about mobile and you're learning for the first time what mobile is about. Oh, only a few rookies, not too many. Good. All right. So let me dive in. Let's look at some numbers first. Right? And again, all of you guys, these numbers have been thrown to you, I'm sure, all throughout today, but I want to throw it once again at you, because you need to remember this shit. 317 million mobile internet users in India, and we're a country of 1.2 billion, almost about 30-40% there. I mean, and that number is only accelerating at the speed of light. We're a country obsessed with our mobile phones, and that number is only going to grow faster and faster with every passing year. 281 million print readership and about 168 million TV households. This is DTH only. But to try to gather the perspective, different kind of media formats, and you see the large amount of users in mobile, 317 million. Now, let's look at it from a slightly different perspective. Time spent, right? So of all the possible media types out there, there's about 6 hours spent every day consuming some form of media, whether it be print, TV, radio, whatever have you, mobile, out of which 45% is spent on mobile. So great. So it's a very fast-growing medium, a lot of time spent, but what's the kind of advertising budgets that are put into it? It's about 2%. You see the mismatch? I mean, this is just to see it from a really 10,000 feet view. So that's the starting point. Do you guys remember that great mobile ad? Do you guys, does anyone at all remember any mobile ad that you've seen? Just put a hand up, put your hands up if you remember some. Only one person here. Okay, 3, 5. Great. I'm curious to know which ones those are. But I'm sure you remember that you accidentally clicked ads. How many of you guys have accidentally clicked ads? Wow. My point proven, right? You don't remember mobile ads, and you accidentally click on a lot of them. But do you remember this? You remember this, right? You remember that girl dancing around the cricket field. You remember these ads? Okay, what am I trying to get to? Right? You get the basic point? You're screwing up on your creatives. Mistake number 1. You're force-fitting your offline and desktop creatives into mobile. And that is the biggest blunder you can make as a marketer. That's a rookie mistake. Do not ever do that. Yes, okay, well, you have a general campaign, take the campaign strategy and apply it into mobile, but taking your digital creative and just like whatever you've made for the desktop web and then just slapping it onto mobile because, well, I don't want to do extra work on it, that's a big mistake. Well, we don't remember mobile ads because we're treating them as the bastard child. Trust me. You're treating mobile advertising as a bastard child of advertising, whereas it has the potential of being the prodigal son. That's step one. I hope you get this right. Step one, do not take your desktop creative and slap it onto mobile, because that's a stupid mistake. Well, as a subset to this, I also want you guys to know that you need to treat digital separate and you need to treat mobile separate. Mobile is not a subset of digital. It has got so much potential that it needs its own space. It needs its own team. And if you're going to just simply take some old guy from your organization and slap him into doing, hey, do my digital and do my mobile, you're making another big mistake. That's wrong. I'm sorry. Your old guy does not understand mobile. He uses it just to read the news, but he does not use all the social applications and other stuff on it, so he does not understand it. So you need to have a separate team in your organization for mobile if you are a brand. If you do not have that, you shouldn't be here. Mistake number 2 is not tapping into the power of the mobile device. I don't know how to even begin this, but the mobile device that's sitting in everyone's pocket right now is so powerful. It's way more powerful than TV. So all you believers out there who think that TV is the king, I'm sorry. That story is only going to last for a few more years. The mobile device in your pocket is incredibly powerful. Not only is it a phone, it's also a TV. It's a mini TV which you're watching every day. It's a camera. It's got a torch. It's got all these different sensors about location, vibration, shake, and do all these different things. That makes it one hell of a powerful device in your pocket. That's mistake number 2. Now, if your mobile creatives are not tapping into every native feature of the mobile phone or every native sort of, feature available on the mobile phone, you're wasting time. If you're just going to take the simple flat creative that you made for desktop, a simple stupid banner, you took that and you put it on mobile, I'm sorry to say, but you're stupid. Don't do that again. Trust me. If you're not tapping into the full power of the mobile device, what's the point of advertising on mobile? I don't see a point. Next, lack of personalization. You need to personalize these ads. You're sitting in a generation today where everyone's attention deficit, like on the mobile device especially, if it does not connect, you've just lost that moment. So you've got to personalize the ads. You've got to make sure it's targeted to the right audiences. You have to talk differently to millennials. You've got to talk differently to all you guys. You've got to talk differently to businessmen that are out there reading business news. Everyone's different, and you cannot put everyone in one bucket. Now, I know that lots of you marketers will come up and say, hey, yes, that's a good recommendation, but practically trying to achieve it is really difficult, because how do I make so many creatives? How do I make so much, so many different messages? Well, I'm sorry, you got to do it, because if you're not going to personalize, you're going to lose the game. Now, these are the top 3 mistakes that we're making as an industry, and by committing these mistakes, what we're essentially forgetting is that what is the purpose of advertising, right? The purpose of advertising is storytelling. Storytelling is the hero, and if you're going to miss out on the basic point, you're not doing it right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce to you our solution, which actually fixes a lot of these problems. It's India's first storytelling platform for on mobile for brands. I'd like to take you through a quick preview. that's mCanvas. A very important thing that we realized during, while seeing all the mistakes that all the other, vendors were doing in mobile advertising was that they were shoving full screen ads. Now, full screen ads is essential, of course, because the mobile screen is so small, so trying to do this little banner is not going to be effective. You need to have a full screen to really tell your message. But then, just pushing a full screen into the user's face is not really, I don't know, I know the right word for use to use here is, but you get the point, right? Like, you can't just without permission push a full screen to a user's face. So what we did is we broke it down into two different parts, right? So we broke it down to an initiator, which is a little permission, a really small little unit. I don't know if you can really see it here, but we have a booth outside. Happy to welcome you guys to take a look at it. But the initiator is a really small little permission. It's on the left hand side over there, where a permission to tell a story, right? It's smaller than the smallest banner. It's 20% smaller than the smallest banner and 10x more potent in terms of effectiveness. It's 100% user-initiated format, guaranteed visibility. Now today, as I'm sure you guys have heard, all the big tech companies talking about how they're fighting this game of viewability, and only about 20-30% of the ads are truly viewable. While they're trying to battle viewability, we, the small company based out of India, are telling you that we're going to be 100% visible, meaning the person's definitely seen our ad. We're not fighting for viewability. It's 100% high visible format. It's a fully responsive ad unit, works across devices, and it's an immersive rich media. You can have immersive rich media experiences in the full screen. Now, a very important element here in the full screen, what we focus on heavily, is that you have to create an emotional connect when you have that full screen, and you have very little time to do that. So our team focuses on making sure that we're creating emotional connects by using all the native gestures on the phone, such as you can actually scratch through to reveal a message, tilt your phone to reveal a message, speak into your phone. Like one of our guys was experimenting a few days back about this new feature that we're doing, where you actually say something and it reveals a message. So stuff like that is creating emotional connect with users, and that, my friends, is what TV did, created emotional connects, and that's what we're doing by using the full power of the creative into our ad units. Interesting data points. What we're seeing is between 4 to 8% of the people actually intentionally engage with our ads. That's way higher than any industry benchmarks that we see for online advertising, and anywhere between 18 to 27 seconds time spent on the full screen. So users are, now because the user voluntarily said, I want to see this message, he's spending his own sweet time on it. You may say 18 to 27 seconds is not a lot of time, but hey, you buy 30-second TV spots, right? I think it kind of makes sense. We've done this. We started this product off earlier this year in Jan, and so far this year we've told stories for over 100 brands to over 38 million urban Indians. We offer all the different kinds of targeting that you typically would expect out of mobile advertising. That's table stakes now. Across a whole bunch of different hand-curated network of over 100 brand-safe content producers from the country, all respected content producers, all the biggest names, and I can show you more when we sit down. Now, as a brand, you may ask that, okay, it sounds interesting, but who's going to take care of all the work, right? Well, we do all the work for you, because we realize that you're going to ask that question. All we need is your brand story. We're going to take all your creative assets, we'll do all the work around it, we'll do the production, as well as the distribution across all our hand-curated sites to make sure that your message goes out and is told to people, and we're creating emotional connects with people on mobile devices. Done work for a lot of different clients, esteemed clients around, esteemed marketers around India, in all kinds of verticals, from auto to entertainment to FMCG. And I'd like to actually now take you through just one example to sort of, I've been blowing my horn here quite a bit, so let me actually take you through an example of what one of the units actually looks like. This is what we did for Ant-Man, the movie that released a while back this year. Trying to make this work. There you go. It's a quick video. So what the brief that was given to us was, hey, Ant-Man's releasing. We want to make sure that people remember this character because it's brand new. It's not Batman or Superman, which we all know. It's Ant-Man. It's a brand new character. So how do we create this, how do we create this connect with the user, right? So it starts with a shot. Let me start it off here. All right, I'm going to pause at some points too. So this is, let's assume this is where the user is actually engaging with, he's content snacking. He's reading an article on some site or doing whatever have you. So while he content snacks, a little unit comes up, and again, you can't see this too clearly. Shit. Sorry. I'm going to start it again. So while he's content snacking, a little initiator comes up saying, hey, I want to tell you a story. Full screen comes up, you can play the video inside the full screen, or, in this case, take a selfie with Ant-Man. As soon as you click that, quick steps on how to take the selfie, and then you start your camera. This is all, mind you, inside the ad. The person's not left the website yet. Picture taken, I'm dragging a little Ant-Man object on my hand, and boom, I can now share this on social media and spread the word about this new character. Now, just the very fact that the guy did this activity, you're creating that emotional connect, and that is priceless, my friends. Here's another example. This is for a high-end acne cream by L'Oreal. Again, it's not publicly promoted. It's usually a dermatologist recommended product, but they wanted to really get the message out there about their new cream, and they just recently launched in India, from what I understand. The brand is La Roche-Posay. So when you're content browsing, when you're browsing for content, a little thing comes up saying, hey, secret to adult-free acne skin. And now at this point, what we're telling is, hey, do you have acne? And where is your acne? Is it in the T zone? Is it in the V zone? You click the T zone, it tells you why you have acne there. You click the V zone, it tells you why you have acne there. And then what's your best solution to, whatever the acne problem that you have? Click it, comes the product. Inside the product, a little form which actually asks you for, where a dermatologist will actually connect with you to solve your query or problem. You can actually put in your query here about, hey, what was my acne problem about, my phone number, my email address, submit. We surprisingly saw a large amount of users, over 500 users. This was a small campaign, but over 500 users actually submitted this. We sent the database to the client, and they were extremely elated with the results. And again, we did this from a simple mobile ad. So now a very critical point to tell you here is that in each of these cases, we created that emotional connect, trying to really tell the user that, using the native functions of the phone to actually create these emotional connects. Now, why are we doing all of this? Because, the mobile space is pretty cluttered. And then, like, every now and then you're like, hey, this mobile ad was just another one. But what we really want to change that to is, this mobile ad was just the one. Sorry. All right, with that, I'm done. Thank you so much. I will see you guys outside.
Thank you very much, Mr. Punjabi. That was a very informative case study.